Whoa! Hey, everybody. We're going to test out a couple things here for the next couple minutes. So, thanks for joining us here. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right out there.
Can hear me all right out there.
Oh, I don't want that. Let's try that again. Let me know if how that sounds out there. Anybody? Sweet. Okay, we're going to be doing some things just a little bit different today, just for a few minutes, because I am at my house. Andrew had a bunch of family in town because his daughter got baptized today, and he had family from all over the place. So they were all coming in town from different places, some as far as Texas, and so he was going to take the evening off, in which I realized I don't know how to run any of the equipment up at the student building for him to do. He has all these different sound system stuff hooked up and lighting and cameras, and so I don't know how to run that stuff. So we're going to do it from the house today. Keegan, I'm sorry. I got it on my phone right here, and I don't see any buffering, though. Uh-oh. Eli says it's buffering, too. Is anybody else having some buffering issues? Hopefully. Okay. Just for a second. It's going to happen. Don't worry. We got some quality internet going here at this house. I'm just checking stuff. I got on a couple minutes early just to see, because I might have to adjust some of the lighting here. But I think we're all right. I didn't know how to preview stuff or anything. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. And welcome to FSM at Home edition. The last one. We're going to wait for a few more people to log on. I know, guys, it's Sunday night, and it is amazing outside, and the weather just it's getting better and better. When we started all of this, it was like starting to get dark around 5 o'clock, and it was March, and so we're going to be doing some different stuff, and I'm going to talk about that here in a few minutes. We're going to wait and see if anybody else kind of starts logging on in there. So if you are in there, just let us know. Just even if you don't normally comment a lot in the chat room, give us a little hello, say hi, and let us know you are there. That way we can kind of see who's all a part of things and who's with us tonight. Oh, there we go. I wasn't live on my chat here. All right. Hey, Haley Gregory, happy birthday, by the way. And then Colin, Ethan, Gary is at the Cramps house. Guys, Colin, Ethan, Gary, that makes me so happy to see that. Jay, did you really make ribs? Because I might have to run down there and grab a rib. Courtney, too bad. Haley Gregory was the first one to say she was there, and you did not, so she wins tonight. Alex Hunt, I got something for you, and it's in the bedroom, and I'm going to make sure I go grab the Chick-fil-A card, send a photo to it to your parents as soon as we are done, and you will have that Chick-fil-A gift card to use tomorrow. They can use all the information and order it. All right. They're already gone, Ethan? I thought the thing started at 5 o'clock. That makes me sad. Keegan, what game did you finish? I'm guessing it's some sort of Elder Scrolls, something like that. I want to know what's going on. I'm just glad it wasn't really moonlighted. All right. Ethan, that's fine. I'm just glad Gary was there hanging out at up there. Hopefully you guys. Was there any leftovers? No leftovers, Ethan. Dang. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Hey, well, we will let's give it like 2 or 3 more minutes, because we do have some announcement stuff coming up, guys. I just want to make sure everybody knows about. I feel like I'm shrunk here because I'm at this weird chair here. Peanut butter and Kelly. Kelly, I thought you guys were gone. I'm confused at what's happening there. It's good to see you guys, though. All right. Good to see everybody's there. Anybody have anything exciting happen this week? Anything good? Anything? Haley, what birthday was this? Was this Because you just had a birthday a few days ago, right? How old are we now, Haley? I don't know when anybody's kidding, by the way. When it says Robin was kidding, I have no idea. Haley, if you are there, let us know what birthday was. 13. Haley just turned 13 just a couple days ago. So everybody give her a big happy birthday. And also tell Charlotte, everybody say happy birthday to Haley and text in there. It's Charlotte's birthday today. Charlotte, I don't know how old you are actually, Charlotte. I was going to say, but I honestly don't even know. I've known Charlotte since she was like 10, but I think she's much older now. Logan, thanks for coming in Espanol. We appreciate it. Charlotte says she's old. You're 20. I'm going to say 26, 25, something around there. 24. I was close. We were close there. Happy birthday to Haley and Charlotte. Congratulations. Who all was at the live drive-in today? It was so good seeing a lot of faces. If you were at the drive-in, let me know who all was there. I feel like I saw a lot of you guys. There was a few of you at the drive-in today. It was a lot of fun, and even though you couldn't get out of your cars, it was a lot of fun just to see everybody there. Just to see faces, like at church. The only faces I've seen at church the past few weeks is like I see Matt, I see Andrew, I see Brett, Anna, Jess, Lindsay every now and then. That's it. That's just, we miss people. We're ready to see some people here. So for those of you that came, it was a really cool time. And glad you guys could all be out there if you made it. If you didn't make it, you missed out because it's not the same. If you were thinking, well, we'll just live stream it. It wasn't. It was so good just to see people in person. So my hair is doing like this Conan O'Brien thing today. I need a haircut, guys. I need a haircut. It's true, Courtney. Courtney went to hug Bree, and I straight up stiff-armed both of them and said, no. Keegan, this joke's for you. I said, you shall not pass. That's just for Keegan and any of those others out there. Hey, the two Matts were funny. Honestly, I was out in the parking lot, and we just heard them babbling. I have no idea. We would just hear like random things, what they were talking about, and it sounded like old times. It's good to have Matt Spring back. It's good to have the Springs back. I keep freaking out because I forget how old their kids are. It's so awesome. So, yeah, Blaine, I'll give myself the Blaine cut, and we'll just shave the whole thing off. Keegan, come on, man. I was just trying to throw something out there for you. And I did read the books, Keegan, probably before you were born. All right, so ease up. Hey, we also had a great time at the we did the family trivia night. So if you participated in the family trivia night, it was a blast. It is something we will definitely be doing for student ministry at some point in the future. Even probably more like of a live scenario, but we can spread you out throughout the whole auditorium. And that way we could do like a live thing, and you could use your phone with the Kahoot app and answer it. We got some plans coming up there. So it's going to be an awesome time. So if you were there, it's going to be great. Yes, and I did get the Ginny's number quite good. Keegan, I knew. I thought Enix were going to be a powerhouse team. You guys have a lot of there's a lot of brain power there and a lot of pop culture stuff going on there. And I thought you guys were going to kill it, but you were there for a while and then you fell down. So sorry about that. Hey, let's go ahead and jump into a few things. So I'm glad you guys are all here. Today is going to be a little bit different. If you're just now joining us, Andrew baptized his daughter today, and he had family from all over coming in and visit. And I said, hey, just take it off. You'll be all right. And I was going to go up to the church and get everything turned on and set, but I honestly don't know how he does all the stuff he does. So I don't know how to make everything look cool, to do all these different screens and screen. So we need the bearded angel. And so all I can do is I know how to use my laptop and I know how to open that up. And so here we are. So we're just going to do some stuff from the house today, Macias just went out and had his Cold Stone because they came in. Macias, what place? You guys come in second or third? I think you guys came in third place, maybe. Can't remember. Enjoying that Cold Stone Creamery gift card. So Well done. Well done, rains and sprinkles and rains. So, hey, here's the thing. We're just going to do some stuff from the house, but I do have some announcements I want to make sure everybody knows because it's summertime, and so we are going to be changing some stuff up here, and I want you to know about some upcoming plans. A lot of people are saying, hey, what are we going to be doing? So there are some other churches that are meeting like all the time now. They're back full. What are we going to be doing? And so here's what's our plan is for hopefully just all things, if everything keeps going the direction they're going. Throughout the month of June, just through June, we are going to be changing some stuff up. And so our Sunday night thing, what we're doing right now, it's going to move to Wednesday. It's going to move to not this Wednesday. There won't be anything this Wednesday. There's Apex Prayer Night is going to be at the church. So if you can make that, go to that. But we are going to be doing on Wednesday, what's the day for that? I should know this by now. June 10th. On Wednesday, June 10th, we will start up everything and do all of our stuff on Wednesday nights. And so we're going to have like combined Exodus stuff with our FSM Online, and we're going to combine it to one night. So we will all be together on Wednesday nights, and we'll do some teaching and some games, and we're trying to figure out new ways to do some game stuff to make it a little more fair, because I know if your chat stuff is off at all, it makes it really difficult. And so we're going to do that on Wednesday nights. And then you'll also still go into your Zoom groups on Wednesday nights. So all of our stuff is going to be online live, but we're going to take away the Sunday night thing and just do it on Wednesday nights. Also, throughout the week, there's going to be different YouTube challenges, different things going on. So we're going to still keep engaged with you guys and do some fun stuff. But our live teaching will just be Wednesdays starting on June the 10th. All right. So starting June 10th, and the time's going to switch to 6:30 p.m. So 6:30 p.m. starting on June. That's our normal Wednesday night time if we were meeting normally. So we'll just go to that. Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Join us on YouTube live for teaching, for some games, for some prizes, and for your Zoom groups. And then we will make sure your notifications are turned on, that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, notifications turn on, because throughout the week, we're going to put out like 1, 2, 3 different YouTube challenges and videos for you guys to participate in and join us. So it's going to be kind of some different stuff and some fun stuff. And then in July, here's where I know we have to wait a whole month, but in July, so school districts have started some of their spring sports and all those things will be started, or fall sports camps are going to start up in July. So we're going to do the same thing. So most likely on July 12th, we will start doing our life groups again. So if you've never been a part of a life group, that's totally fine. You can still join us. Our life groups are going to start, and we are going to just meet at the church, so we have plenty of space to still kind of stay separated. But we'll start up some life group stuff, and we're going to start a new life group study together. High school, mid school, the time's going to be the same, and we haven't set the time yet, but we're going to just meet in separate rooms. And so if you're normally in a mid school life group coming to our house, it's going to be at the church that night. In high school, if you're meeting at the Crams, it's going to be still on Sundays, but it'll be at the church on Sundays. And so if you've never been a part of a life group, this is a great time to start, because maybe you're like, I've never been to a life group, but I also miss seeing people. So I'm going to jump in. And so that's going to be the time you're going to want to do that. So we're going to wait about a month to do that. In June, though, we are planning, and we're still kind of seeing how this plans out. In June, maybe probably towards the end of June, we're going to be doing smaller, like graded activities. So it might be like upcoming freshmen and sophomores, like patio night type of thing, or mid-school, depending on our numbers. Hey, mid-school only, some, stuff going on at the patio, s'mores, hang out, like acoustic worship and teaching, maybe just some little things that we can do getting together, just in smaller groups coming up. And so we're going to try to, all of those things we're planning out right now. We're putting together a little calendar, and it's all kind of, goes with the opening as the city continues to open up in phases. And so we're doing our best, guys, because Andrew and I, man, this is fine, and online stuff's great, but there's just no substitute just to hanging out with you guys and seeing you guys. And so maybe we'll just make y'all walk around with hula hoops and we'll do a patio night and you can't get anywhere near someone else's hula hoop. You we'll just have this circle barrier around you, or we'll put an inner tube around you and be like, don't get any closer than this. Courtney, no hugging people. All right. No high-fiving, no nothing, but we could do something where we can hang out. And so we're really working hard trying to figure that out. So that's all coming up, guys. We are going to be seeing some of you slowly. It's coming up. So don't worry. Hula hoops with suspenders. I'm telling you, that would be great. That's a great idea. Or just like pool noodles shooting out in every direction. So you have like this constant bumper. Whatever it is, we will be meeting again soon. And so that's kind of the plan. Starting on June 10th, we'll start meeting on Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. There will no longer be a live stream on Sundays, but there will be a couple of different YouTube videos going up throughout the week. Some of them are just going to be funny. Some of them are going to be YouTube challenges. I am trying to get one of our pastors to do a Hot Ones interview. If you've never seen it, it's just where this guy sits down with celebrities and he eats fire hot wings with them and asks them questions. I'm not going to say which person on staff I'm trying to do this yet, but I think it would be hilarious. So we're going to do stuff like that where just to keep you guys engaged, checking out the stuff on YouTube, having some fun with it. Just one thing of teaching on a Wednesday night, and then hopefully some get-togethers that we can start doing pretty soon. So that's kind of the plan, guys. That is the plan. Because we're in my house, I don't have all the computer stuff to do back and forth like with the games. So we don't have a game tonight, which is fine. We're just going to do some teaching. I want to do a little more interaction with you guys during the teaching time, and we'll kind of let you guys jump into your Zoom groups from there. With me is our co-host. Oh, okay. Never mind. Tried to pick my dog up. He did not like that. Go on out. So here's the deal. I want you guys think about this. Think about this, and you guys can answer in the chat. Keegan, he misses you. He misses you. Kendall Myers, you did get your gift card. I walked it to your door of your car, and we gave it to you, right? At the parking lot thing right before Marin's birthday. We gave you guys your stuff, I believe. I think. Anyway, in the chat, help me out, guys. I want everybody answering this. Who do you think is the most popular? Let's do that. Who do you think is the most famous person on Earth? Who do you think is the most famous person on Earth? Who do you think is the most famous person? Everybody, I want people in the chat room just start throwing in your answers. Let me know who you think that is. Who's the most famous person? Yes, Logan. It's Shrek. Okay, it's not a Christian question, by the way. Like if you're thinking like, all right, it's somebody in the Bible. That's not what I'm saying. All right. So Keegan, I appreciate your honesty of your Sunday school answer. Who do you think is the most famous person that's out there right now? The Rock. The Rock's a good one. I didn't even think about that. Ethan and Colin, they're right up there. So we got The Rock, we got Ethan and Colin, we got Trump, we got possibly a Kardashian, Oprah, Sarge. Brian, I just appreciate you called him Sarge. Thank you for that. Queen Elizabeth. Okay, Lisa. Just coming in from nowhere. Who do you guys think? You guys follow people? You watch stuff? Who do you think is the most famous person? We have a bunch of very random things there. So far we have Queen Elizabeth, Rock, we have Kardashians, we have Trump, we have Ronaldo. We got some few good ones in there. The Pope. Those are all good answers. I really don't know. I didn't find like who really was, because I don't even know how you would know that. Every culture has somebody different in there. The point is, I think everybody kind of had a different idea of who's someone famous, like who to you, who's the most popular person. So you're probably going with the things that you know about. And that's to you is like your idea of what it means to be famous. And so we have, because of the culture we live in, we have this wide variety, this whole thing of like influencing and, people that have, they can, just because they're famous, they can change so much stuff. And it's crazy to me, like, that Kim Kardashian is now like working it with lawyers on freeing people that should never have been in jail. And, all this just stuff. People, I love the Beyonce. I'm surprised it took someone so long to say Beyonce. Charlotte, what is the real answer? Did you find out? She said she may or may not have Googled. The thing is you all have someone that's like your favorite person, someone that you really watch. Some of you guys, the way you dress is influenced by someone like maybe a celebrity or maybe something that you follow. Maybe you watch something on, whoever you're following on Instagram. You're like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Like, and you start really liking the things they like because they influenced you. And it's so crazy to me. Like, that's a job now. If you would have said, 15 years ago that there would be a job called an influencer and they just post pictures of stuff all the time and someone pays them to do that, that would have been nuts. All right. But that's a real job now because we think of influence and we think popularity and it's got to have this worldwide and everybody follows it. But the truth is, like, influence can happen in all sorts of little ways. And influence is a crazy thing, right? It changes the way you think about something because of what somebody else does. I'll never forget when I was a kid, there was a kid came out in the playground. It was during recess time, and he had these white, red, and black high top shoes. And I was like, and I for whatever reason, I don't know how old. It was elementary school, and it was kind of a friend, but I just started making fun of his shoes. I was like, those two shoes are so ugly. Like, why would you spend that much money on a pair of Nike? What are you doing? Like, those are hideous looking. And he said, no, man, these are the new Air Jordans. Like, Air Jordan, like Michael Jordan? He's like, yeah, the new Air Jordans. All of a sudden, those shoes in my mind went from being the ugliest shoes to the coolest shoes in the world. I was like, oh, I didn't know those were Air Jordan. And then I kind of played it off like, I knew that. And they went in my mind from the ugliest shoes to like, Mom, I have to have a pair of Air Jordans. I got to get some of these. I need some. True story. Like that summer, there was a clearance sale at this. I don't know where we were shopping, and there were some Air Jordans like half off, and I was going to use my money. And my mom talked me out of it because she said, "Well, how do you know this Michael Jordan guy is even going to be good in basketball here in 2 or 3 years from now? And you're going to spend that money on your shoes?" Yeah, how did we know Michael Jordan wasn't going to be good? Anyway, that influence changed me. It changed me because, like, here was this guy that I looked up to because he did this amazing, cool stuff on the basketball court, and now he's got these shoes, and I wanted to wear those shoes, even though at first I thought they were ugly. But now I was like, I want to do that. So this idea of influence is what we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks, and the influence that you guys all may have. Now, we think of influence as being something like that's this huge thing. Like we don't have 1 million followers like The Rock has, or we don't have all of these people that follow us or like our stuff or subscribe to our YouTube channel or whatever it is. We just think like influence is this giant thing, and we don't realize like it can be such small little ways, such small little things that we can have that may influence somebody else's story. It may have been just saying hello to someone and greeting someone and being a part of their story, and it's a really cool way, and you had influence on that. There's a really cool thing in the book of John, and it's probably a familiar story for a lot of you guys, but in John chapter 6, there's a story where there's thousands of people gathered around hearing Jesus teach, and they're hungry, and the disciples are like, we got to send everybody home because these guys are hungry, and Jesus said, oh, we'll feed them. Go see what you got. And in John chapter 6, verse 8, it says, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up and said, there's a young boy here, and he's got 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd? And so Jesus said, tell everybody to go sit down. And they all sat down, and then Jesus goes and he like prays over the food. It says Jesus took the loaves. He took the loaves from the boy, and then he gave thanks for it and distributed to all the people. And then they said they had as much stuff as like they fed everybody and then collected even more food and actually filled some baskets with all the leftover fish and bread. And so this really cool thing in here, though, is that there was this one little boy, this one kid who had some fish and some bread, and he was going to allow himself to be used. He's like, yeah, sure. You can take my stuff. I don't have much, but you can have it. And this one kid had this influence in this story because he was just willing to say, hey, I don't have a whole lot, but you can use it. You can take it. And I thought, what a cool thing there that this one kid who didn't have a whole lot was still an influence in that story. He still changed that story to being like to this great miracle because he was saying, hey, I'm willing to let God use what I have. And if that is someone's influence, if that changes something, cool. I can't tell you how many times we've had people return to the church, come back after their first visit and say, man, we came back because, that my kid had a good time at their church. And he said some people, like some of the other students, just were really welcoming to him. They came over and talked to him. So they had this influence in that little thing. I tell my upperclassmen this all the time. I say, you guys got to sit up front because when you start clapping in worship and you start leading the way, those little things can influence the whole crowd. And now they're free to worship if they see older students free to worship. Those little things, just being allowed to be used by God, makes an influence to a lot of other people. So you don't have to have millions of users or millions of, subscribers or followers to have this influence. You can have influence on other people's story just by being willing to be used by God. And you see this happen in the disciples' lives and in Peter's life after Jesus was gone. They were just kind of starting out fresh. They didn't know, like, all right, people don't follow us like they follow Jesus. So what are they going to do? What's going to happen? And we see in Acts chapter 2, the apostles just start doing little things. They just start doing little things with it. And it's such a cool thing here when it says in Acts chapter 2, it says all the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching. So the apostles are like, I don't know, Jesus has died, he's resurrected, and now he's gone to heaven. And he's kind of placed it on the apostles to continue the teaching. And so it says they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship and to sharing in meals and to prayer. And this deep sense of awe came over all of them. And the apostles started performing these miracles and these wonders and some really cool stuff. And the believers met together and they started giving generously to one another. And they were praising God for the goodwill of each other. And it says each day the Lord added to their fellowship those who were being saved. Think about that for a second. They started out saying, we'll give what we have. And then they started doing those little things, and their little things started that influence. See, with the people that you follow on YouTube, if you have like your favorite YouTuber, they started with one viewer. They started with one subscriber. They started with these little things and started putting stuff together, and it just grew when people heard about how cool that channel was or how funny it was, or, it just started growing. In the same way, you saw the early church do that. So think about these things. It says they devoted themselves to teaching and spending time. You can do that. You have the ability to do those things. They let God work through them, and they were amazed by what God did. All of us here can do that. They gave to those who were in need. You can do that. These are all things that you guys can start doing little steps to start growing your influence. Shared meals together, opened their stuff up to one another. They were generous to each other, praising God together. These are all things all of us can do. And so students, think about this. If you start opening up and saying, God, here, this is all I have. Maybe I'm just an 8th grader, or I'm a freshman, or I'm a 7th grader. I don't have much, but this is what I can do. And you start allowing God to use you. You start spending time with God and start getting into his teachings and start being kind to people and being generous to other people. People are going to start seeing that difference, and all of a sudden your influence starts growing a little bit. So that when you tell someone you care about them, or, hey, can I pray for you? Hey, you should come check out my church. All of a sudden you have a bigger influence because they believe it, because they see it in your life. They see it as something that's real. And so those little things start adding up. So let's think about this idea of popular and influence, but let's think about it in a smaller way of like, you don't have to have influence over thousands of people. Your influence might be to your brother, your sister. Your influence might be to your parents or to your family members. Your influence might just be to some of your friends at school, to your team, to your band, whoever it is that you're around. That might be your little circle of influence. But if we're living this life, how that little, that guy lived with his fish and his bread saying, here, use it. Or how the apostles and these early Christians just started saying, hey, we can do these little things. That influence starts to spread. And I want to challenge you guys, have some time in your Zoom groups. I know some of your groups are small, and I think sixth grade, I think you guys are going to combine with seventh grade, because I got a text from your leader, sixth grade guys, that he's actually not going to be able to get there tonight. So some of you guys are going to join with some other groups, which is fine. But I want you guys to think about this. Think about what is one area that you do have influence over. Even if it's just 2 people, who do you have influence that you're around? And how do you start allowing those little things in your life build up? How can that start to influence other people? And so think small, but don't overlook your ability to influence others. Don't overlook it. So I'm going to let our leaders kind of join in and throw out your Zoom info real quick. Guys, go to your Zoom groups. There will not be anything this Wednesday, and we will post some videos next Sunday, but there won't be any live teaching until June 10th. All right? So go ahead, guys. Hopefully you guys can jump into your Zoom groups. So 6th grade guys, I'm going to invite you, if you're out there, to join our 7th grade guys. So 6th grade guys, you guys are going to be with Brian. So use the 7th grade guys info on that one. And so thank you guys. I know it's not like how it normally looks or anything, but it's fine. And we're going to be changing some stuff up. Don't worry. You're going to have opportunities to do some fun stuff here soon. So we will let you guys all get to your groups, and hopefully everybody go ahead and log on in and have a good time there. Hope you guys have a good week. Summertime's actually hitting. It's going to be hot next week. It's going to be good. And if you have a swimming pool and your family's going out of town for a few days, our family would be more than happy to take care of that pool for you. Just saying. Boy, I do need a haircut, y'all. No, 6th graders go to 7th grade. 8th graders, you guys go with Matt Blaine. I think we have everybody's info there. Uh-oh, 7th grade girls. We're having technical difficulties. Keegan, you're going to be a freshman. Hey, Keegan, before you go, put on there how many miles does middle school cross country do? I actually need that information. If you're still listening, Keegan. Bye, Bree. I think we got everybody out. Does anybody need a password? Is everybody good? Let me know if you need a password. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. That always makes me nervous. Hopefully you guys all got it. Everybody take care. We missed you guys, and will see you very soon. Very soon. All right. See you guys.